call the member for Melbourne.
I rise today in Parliament to formally table a petition signed by close to 1,400 people around Australia who are living with myalgic encephalomyelitis, sometimes known as chronic fatigue syndrome. Up to 240,000 Australians are struggling with ME. It is a chronic, multi-system illness that has a devastating impact. An estimated 25% of people with ME are left bedbound and 75% are unable to work. Many severely affected sufferers require complex care and disability support services. But despite this, research is grossly underfunded and people living with ME are routinely rejected for financial support, including the NDIS. 2 months ago, I spoke in this place about ME, and hundreds of people contacted me or left comments to share their deeply moving stories of life with the condition. Thank you to every person who shared your story and drove home to me the reality of life with ME. It's time for the Australian government to get serious about ME. I call on the government to help work to remove the stigma that is still too often associated with ME. It must help change the GP guidelines to ensure that GPs better understand the disease and don't prescribe outdated and potentially harmful treatment regimes. And government must start properly funding research into ME/CFS. Over the last 16 years, ME has received an average of 53 cents per patient of funding a year, and that is shameful. This petition calls on the government to end unfair rejection of NDIS applications and add ME to the List B of permanent conditions where further assessment is required. To everyone who has worked so hard to bring this message to Parliament, thank you, and I table the petition.
I thank the member.